today I'm going to try something different. Yesterday evening in the hatch pool, the trout were going absolutely berserk. They were rising freely, but it was very calm, on the whole, very calm rises. In the meantime, the fish have been going absolutely bonkers in the last, well, from about 10 to 8 through to about 10 minutes ago. So what kind of a rise is that? Oh, Jesus. No. So what are you rising for? Look, there are fish rising everywhere. And not one of them has even had a look at my little Adams. They are rising close to it, but not at it. That was right beside it. So what are they taking? Fucking hell. Oops. After discussion with Sean, we've kind of decided that possibly they're chasing very early stage emergers and nymphs just under the surface. Hence the calm rises that, you know, either just result in you seeing a tail or or just a few bubbles and a very calm, but nonetheless significant rise. So apparently Frank Sawyer used to fish nymphs for that. So I have gone back to the technique of the New Zealand technique of a large buoyant fly with a nymph underneath it, and I'm using a Mayfly nymph on a very short dropper, so just below the surface, if that's what they want, beneath a big bushy humpy. So I've got to gink the humpy so it doesn't sink, and then give it a go. They're not rising nearly as freely tonight, despite the Mayfly, which you may, I suspect you can see. So, I mean, there's a bit of rising. It doesn't look to me like Mayfly. They're taking Mayflies. So let's have a look. Let's see what happens when I fish for them. And as you can see, I'm wading. I'm now at the tail of the pool, so I can cast up to them. Really, I ought to go this side so that I can, because the current is coming that way. Right, let's see what happens. I'm quite intrigued. Not very much rising. I haven't got my net, so if I catch a monster, I'm going to have to hand land it. Now there's the humpy, fishing very nicely. Let's just get a bit more. Ooh, there's a fish. That's the kind of rise that we're talking about. So let's see if I put the fish off with my cast. Right, there's the humpy, sitting on the surface. More or less with the first rise. Oh, that was actually an adult it took. Oh, that was another adult being taken. All the action was happening in the middle out there. Not that last night. Oh, that's a splashy rise. That suggests to me it's more like a chasing adults. Right. So what I really want is for that just to go now. Total vindication. That was an adult chaser. Okay, let's try that. So let's try letting it drag. So it looks like it's swimming. That's the nymph. Oof, right, okay. The time has come. Let's try a wolf again. And the other brilliant thing I've done is I've taken the backing off this reel, so now the line fits on instead of not really fitting on. Yeah, they are taking adults, I can see it. So I'm going to try two things. I'll try an adult now, and then if that doesn't work, I'll try a Mayfly nymph. Right. Okay, grey wolf on, the old favourite. Let's, mind you, they've started rising more and more like they were yesterday. Oh dear, there's loads of them now. So I'm not that optimistic. Okay, let's try that. There it is. First go. Nothing. Useless. Perfect, right on its head. Right on its head. Not interested. This is starting to feel a bit like yesterday. And they rise to the left, they rise to the right, but they don't take it. All right, if it's good enough for Frank Sawyer, it's good enough for me. Let's try a Mayfly nymph. To be honest, I'm more excited about this in a weird way, even though it's not dry fly fishing, than I was. I've got the liner on this now, so you can't hear what I'm saying, in putting on a grey wolf, because they do work. But if this works, it'll be a whole new ball game. Now, apparently Mayfly swim quite quickly. Don't know. Apparently they do. So there's very little current here, so I might have to just let them drift and then work it. But let's see. Particularly as because they're taking loads of stuff near the surface. And this is going to fish quite deep. It's going to be quite hard to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go. Now let's try in the area there where they're clearly... Oh God, look at them rising. I mean, that was 6 rises, 7 rises, big splashy rises. Okay, drifty. So that's now sunk. Oof. Just speed it up slightly, get it nearer the surface. They're not having this, are they? Okay, last cast like this. And then what do I try? Do I try another Mayfly pattern? Look, there are literally dozens, dozens of Mayfly, adult Mayfly on the surface. How would I get them to take mine? Definitely, rises are definitely splashier now. Okay, let's put something big on. Big and obvious on, okay. Right, big obvious mayfly fly, so something vast. Okay, I can't remember what this one's called. It's big mayfly pattern. I'm gonna gink it in its little crest, and I'm gonna gink it in its hackles, and I'm gonna gink its tail. I'll try and keep those separate. And we're gonna see what happens. This is the first time I've tried this particular pattern this year. I've tried similar ones in the past and had quite a lot of success with them. But of course the fish have stopped. One good thing about them is they are really easy to see at distance. And the other thing to try, of course, is something completely different, like a buzzer or something. That's right on top of a fish that just rose, right on top of it. Oh, there's a splashy rise. I wouldn't even think about it, boys. I wouldn't even think about it. Why would you think about it? Right between two monsters. Monster rises. I'm sure they're not actual monsters. So for 2 nights now, I've fished quite hard, tried lots of different things, not had a rise. What are they doing? There. Right beside where that fish rose. Quite a nice looking fish as well. So it was half out the water. Rising again around it. What are you doing? I mean, it could be, of course, there's a mixture of... It's in the middle of so much action. And nothing is even, as far as... Well, I'm sure they have looked at it. Yes. Yes. Okay. Come on. God, I am pretty much rubbish at playing fish and keeping my line on the reel. At the least now, right, okay. That looks like a half decent trout. It does look like quite a big trout actually. Just cruising around. I've got a feeling it's going to go swimming offy in a minute. Let's try and guide it towards me. If only so it'll panic. Oh, it's coming right next to me nearly now. Yeah, that looks like a nice fish. Oh, don't go downstream. No. There we go. Yeah. Okay. You're going to come in. If I appear to be playing this quite wussily, It's only because I've pulled out a few of the larger fish and I haven't got a net. So I'm also trying to get the rod in shot, which is a rubbish excuse. Right, are you ready? You ready to come to me? No, not yet. I mean, you could swim off the top end of the pool, you know, and just tie yourself off out against the current instead of just pottering about here. I think you're just waiting for the hook to pull out. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat a bit. No, I don't want you going downstream. Oh, that is a beautiful fish. Actually, really very beautiful. Yeah, don't bring a net, Ben. Why would you need a net? At least I'm in the river. Right, come on. I think it's time for you to come in. No, don't go downstream. Oh, where are you going? Oh, shit, you have gone downstream. Damn. Right, come back up. Yeah, that's right. Oh, look. Can you just stop swimming around in circles and don't go downstream? Damn it. That is the direction he's decided to go. No, don't go into the bank. You are now. I so want to land you. And you've now got a mouthful of weed. Okay, and you've now gone off that way. Well, I'd rather you were up there. That's a very pretty fish. I really hope you can see that. That's really beautiful. I wonder if I could just leave it to swim around and go and get my net. No, don't go that way. Don't go that way. I wonder if I could land you on the land over there. I could do that. It's quite messy. Oh, he's right at my feet now. That is a big fish. That is the biggest fish I've hooked yet. Okay, I'm going to go across here. Try and get out. And try and encourage him up to where I can land him on the bank. Oh, this is reasonably high risk stuff as I blunder about. Okay, I'm out. Now let's take you up here. I haven't attempted this before. But here I can get right down fairly easily to the level of the fish. Right, okay. Now then, let's have a look at you now. Okay, now he's just hanging around deep. Here we come. This now he's having to fight the current. He's not made any fast runs, but the longer he's on for, the more my heart is in my mouth. What are you doing? Pottering about. I think if I'd had my net, I would have landed him by now. Look at him. Well, I can see him. I don't, you can. Oh, that is such a nice fish. Come on. I have landed fish of about this size, but not for a while. Yeah, you're a solid fish. Come along. You must be nearly ready. I know I am. Come on. That's him more or less on his side. No, he's still got a bit left in him. Because when he sees me, he panics. Maybe I should lower my rod a bit, so it's right in the way of the camera. Come on, come on. Let's have you out. Can you see that? Fish just well, it's not cruising on the surface. He's fighting me. It's starting to get a bit shaky now. That's probably just holding my rod up. Nothing to do with the fact that I really want this fish. I really want this fish. Come on. Come on. Come in now. Come on, come on, come in now. Come on. You are a great big fish. Look at that. Look at that. That is a good 3 pounds, possibly 4. Right, I'm just gonna leave you for a second. Okay. Let's unhook you. Okay, oh, that came out really easily. Not at all worrying that. Okay, so here we go. Lovely big 3 pound fish, back he goes. Thank you ever so much, that was great. He looks big for a 3 pounder. I'm not 100% convinced about those scales. I'll go and weigh some. I mean, look at that. Look at how big he is. Wow, that's a lovely big fish. And off he goes. I think I'm going to call that a day. I mean, that is success. There doesn't seem to be a lot rising now. And I can get some kudos, credit, for being grown up from Soph. Let's just see if anything rises, because I'm not actually that grown up. So, another lovely evening's fishing in the hatch pool. Frustrating because I couldn't tempt them. I did try a variety of things. I tried a nymph. I tried a nymph underneath a big dry fly. I tried different mayfly patterns, and finally this one here, a large mayfly pattern, attracted the attention of a 3 pound trout, which is my biggest trout so far this season. So that's fantastic. See you next time.